statement. And now give the floor to the representative of the Russian Federation. Thank you, Mr. President. The Russian Federation welcomes the presence of the Minister for Foreign Affairs of Niger. And we thank the Special Representative of the Secretary General for Guinea-Bissau, Madame Rosine Suri Koulibaly, and the chair of the Guinea-Bissau configuration of the PBC, Permanent Representative of Brazil, Mr. Filo, for the information that has been provided. We are pleased at the fact that the elections in Guinea-Bissau have occurred within the legally mandated timeline, in line with the relevant standards for democracy and transparency, as a result of which a high assessment has been rendered by regional and international players. We note the role played in preparation for the elections, played by the United Nations Integrated Peacebuilding Office in Guinea-Bissau, as well as the role played by ECOWAS. The conclusion of the election cycle, as was quite rightly noted by the Secretary General in the report, can become a milestone in the modern history of Guinea-Bissau. We trust that with this, a page will finally be turned. The page of protracted political tumult will be turned, and this in turn should usher in the country's peaceful shift towards socioeconomic development. This is a path that can only be treaded with national consensus being prioritized. At this critical juncture, we call upon all social and political forces to adopt a responsible approach, responsible conduct in line with the state's interests and leading towards a prompt resolution of disputes. We believe that the time has arrived to address the question of lifting sanctions vis-a-vis Guinea-Bissau. These sanctions have long been obsolete in nature. The current situation is a far cry from the events in 2012. The armed forces, as has been again shown in the elections, are staying out of politics. Thereby, one can observe that sanctions have long ago achieved their purpose. The persistence of sanctions in light of the drawdown of the UN presence in the country is all the more bewildering. As was the case in the past, we believe that the restructuring of Guinea-Bissau is necessary, and this needs to be done in a phased way in line with the timeline set out in Security Council Resolution 2458. By the end of 2020, when Guinea-Bissau is to conclude its operations in Guinea-Bissau, the United Nations country team should secure the relevant mechanisms and tools, not merely to facilitate development in Guinea-Bissau, but also to provide meaningful assistance to the country in countering such challenges as narcotics trafficking, corruption, and fine-tuning the institutions of state governance. Thank you.
I thank the representative of the Russian Federation for his statement.